How much suffering mortal will it take for you to lose your grace? Let me show you my sticker deck. Oh, also my day-night tracker. Oh, and of course the initiative dungeon. And then next we're going to need the storm counter. And after that, hello folks, Phil Gallagher, aka ThrabenU here for another Legacy video, and today we are going to be playing with Joe's Boros Memes decklist. This is not an optimized decklist. This is a decklist with a goal. This is a decklist that wants to play as many obnoxious mechanics, as many crazy things as possible that you would need to track. Now, we can't quite max out on it on Magic Online because attractions aren't here, but just about every weird thing that Magic can do, from Transformers to Walking Dead cards to the Initiative, are going to be in this deck list. So let's take a look at it. So this is your Boros Initiative shell. Kind of. It instead has all sorts of strange mechanics put in. The Ring Tempts You. Ascend, which cares about you having 10 or more permanents so that you can get the city's blessing. We have Day-Night on some werewolf cards. Of course, the stickers, or Magic Online's current implementation of them. We've got the Miracle mechanic, and this also checks the boxes for Warhammer 40k. Walking Dead cards, get in there, Rick. Prowl Stoic Strategist. I haven't read this card yet. We'll figure it out when I draw it. Oh, we got Comet Stellar Pup, so we get some dice rolling in there too. A Storm card, you know, like, just in case we need to storm. Somewhat seriously, if you go like Ancient Tomb, Chromox, Lotus Petal, Galvanic Relay, like, that's respectable. You'll probably get a card's worth out of value out of that Galvanic Relay most of the time. Oh, also, like, we're a companion deck, because fuck it. Why not? Also, like, let's shut off your lands. You're more the Ring Tempts You. Okay, so we have a lot of obnoxious mechanics, double-sided cards, evoking. We're keyword soup over here, and some things that are keyword adjacent. And we're going to see how playable this pile of memes really is. My podcast co-host Brian, aka Bosch and Roll, played this deck to a 4-1 finish, and I believe punted his trophy line. So I am hoping to do similarly well myself. I didn't watch Brian's video, but I just watched his conclusion, and he basically said, yeah, if you take all the Universes Beyond's broken cards and you shove them into a deck with Yorion, like, yeah, of course you're going to be able to do well, because the individual power level of all of these cards is very, very high. Like, of the cards in this list, most of these are just, objectively speaking, legacy playable. Now, maybe some of these, like Samwise, are not necessarily, you know, full-on legacy staples, but they have homes, and it's, like, not embarrassing to play a Boromir in an initiative deck or something like that. So let's see how this goes. And if you need to buy your own pile o memes, check out toamagic.com and use promo code ThrabenU to save 5% on your order while picking up whatever nonsense you need, because TOA tends to have just about everything in stock, including power and duels and all that fun stuff. With that being said, here we go. This is going to be an entertaining video. I think this hand, without any fast mana to go with it, is just not acceptable. Halfling, peasant, human, barbarian, and you're a robot? You're a robot. This sure isn't a smooth opener. I don't have turn 3 initiative creature backed by Fury as of right now. This Cavern of Souls is awkward with my Fury and all my different creature types. I'm gonna keep this and hope that it improves, I think. Keeping a Transformer might be better than keeping Samwise. Samwise doesn't do a lot right now. I'm kind of hoping that it can just be Ambush Viper. Island Pass. You got it. That's interesting. It's like really awkward to play a Chrome Mox out into Prismatic Ending. All right. I wasn't really sure what to do with the Fury anyway. Hey, this is Samwise. The Samwise sucks. Yeah, the Samwise sucks. Put this on human barbarian, and pass turn. I may be just wrong to play out the Chrome Mox this turn. I just kind of pivoted my plan halfway through the turn. Not punished for it immediately. Ooh. Abel's really good. I think I'm just doing this, though. So the nightmare is that my opponent flashes in Bowmasters and then answers Caves of Chaos Adventurer with a removal spell. Annoying mechanic number 1 in play. Grab a mountain. Oh, what are you doing, opponent? You're Bowmastering now? If this is Daze Bait, it's fantastic Daze Bait, because I'm taking it, because otherwise this is just like a gross misplay. We're going in, though. Yeah, that was just sloppy play. So now my opponent is no longer threatening to take the initiative. They should have done that on my end step. And hopefully I massively punish them for doing that. If this is something in the blue-black Riskaminator ballpark, there's not all that much removal in this deck list, so this card is just here, hanging out, ready to party. Ooh. Atraxa in graveyard. Wasteland's fine. Yeah, that's reasonable. Alright, what do I actually want to draw? Chalice, Magus of the Moon are some of the best ones. I hit my opponent for 7. They were at 13. I maybe just continue to pressure their life total because of how much Reanimate takes out of them if they do this. Forge up. Namesticker Goblin, not good here. It could become good off this Caves of Chaos Adventurer attack if I find another red card. Arid Mesa. Opponent's at 13. I guess every point of life matters. I guess the kind of cool thing here is that my opponent doesn't know that this Namesticker Goblin is quite bad. Yep. We roll a 5. I will put Yori into hand and pass. So Animate Dead is much scarier than Reanimate. Reanimate is maybe beatable. Oh, fuck yeah. Got lucky. Just ran my opponent over. So the way this is going to work is I'm going to start by pulling out the sketchiest cards, and we'll go from there. The Storm card, pretty sketch. I can pay a bunch if I do make a bunch. Slightly sketchy. You're a removal spell for 4 mana, right? When you attack. That's slow. You're human, so you count for Rick. I don't know that I have enough humans for that to make sense. I'm just boarding in better removal than this. Boromir's okay versus Force of Will. I want to cut at least one more thing to get Solitudes in here. This is not a good Solitude deck, mathematically speaking. Like, I want to cut Samwise, which is an X1 creature versus a Bowmaster's deck. I guess the plan is hardcast this Solitude a decent portion of the time. Maybe I keep Rick or Prowl. I guess this is also an X1. This is a worse X1 than Samwise. Not quite sure how I feel about Sticker Goblin in the 2-color deck. Well, this is a very polarizing hand where I'm going to win or lose this game incredibly quickly. Like, I basically lose to a first Wasteland on this plateau. But then it's Namesticker Goblin into Initiative creature backed by probably double Fury, which is strong. Chalice? I'm in? I think I'm in. We're still all in on next turn. But this potentially, like, eats a daze so that my Sticker Goblin doesn't. Which is the advantage of playing out the city first. Wasteland still just absolutely devastating. Dodged it. We're a professional. All right. All in, baby. Here we go. No whammy, no whammy, no whammy, no whammy. GG, well played. Opponent is a skilled magician who had 2 dazes. And if they just put a 6-power creature into play, I am in trouble. I need to spike another... No, not even another Soul Land doesn't even get me out of this. I need to, like, do Soul Land into another Namesticker Goblin or something before Reanimate just takes over this game. Yeah. Cool. 4 for 1ing myself. Got 4 for 1ing myself. Thanks, I hate it. 4 damage. 8 damage. That's not what you want to see. Don't just fetch and animate dead and undo everything that I just did. Yeah, there we go. Solitude is almost good. With a land drop or a white card, I can remove this troll. Because a land drop just gives me Yorion to pitch to Solitude. This is a 4-turn clock. So it is scary. Sure. Randomly bin an Atraxa. Okay. I thought it was going to be a Reanimate too. Although if my opponent has the Reanimate, they can just like grab Fury instead. And that is almost as strong as Atraxa here, just because of how quickly it ends the game. Problem is, like, my opponent has been basically F6ing my turn, so they don't have counter magic, which means their hand is like full of removal and gas, so not good for Phil fans. For sure. Wasteland, it obviously is brutal here. My opponent's not putting a threat into play. That's in theory good. That's technically a threat. That makes cards like Caves of Chaos Adventurer much riskier to play. Sure. Troll goes to graveyard. Almost everything that my opponent can find is just good against me at this point. Like, Reanimate's good, Animate Dead's good, Murktide Regent's good, Counterspells are good, Discard's good. Okay. Opponent is now on Hardcast Force of Will levels of mana. And Force of Will is the sort of card that I'm very much expecting them to have at this point. Yeah, that's fine. I think if I miss my next land drop, I will just concede. I only have 1 Fury in the deck, and that is not it. I think I am comfortable conceding. About the only sideboard change I could make is like bringing in the unlicensed Hearse as well. I guess that's reasonable. I'll go down 1 random red card here. Oh, no, I won't. This is perfectly fine, although slightly awkward. Chrome Mox, Imprint, Spirit Guide, Ancient Tomb, Fable into Comet, maybe looting away Cavern of Souls. Well, let's do it. Imprint, Spirit Guide, and Jam. I'm not expecting this one to resolve. My opponent paused sort of weirdly on the Chrome Mox, which kind of made me think that they had a counterspell. Don't want to lose this Comet. It's all I've got left. Got lucky. I don't even have to worry about days here, which is kind of huge. Fuck, 2nd Force of Will. Alright, well, I am purely in top deck mode now. And both of my things not being castable with Cavern of Souls, sort of brutal here. Well, your grief does not do anything. You may reanimate your grief if you would like. They would not like. I, however, would very much like. X equals 3. Don't have to worry about days. Force of Wills are gone. Universe Beyond Power has been activated. I am the pretty princess. I will draw a card for being the Monarch. My card sucks, but it's still a free card. And we ran over our opponent with our skillful play and broken cards. Today's video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, and honestly, they're just the best at what they do. If you need to keep your deck lists online, this is the way to do it. They have all sorts of different viewing options. You can condense that text if you like things to be tight. You can make them visual grids. You can put them in stacks. You've got all sorts of different ways to kind of view and visualize your deck lists, and they also have some really cool functionality, like allowing you to see playtest hands and even fully playtest your decks. So check them out. All right. Turn 1 Chalice, turn 2 Comet. Go, go, go. Is it working? would be nice. It's working. I think I am going to play out this Lotus Petal. Just gut feeling says that it's correct to do so. There's a lot of grief running around the format right now, and this Lotus Petal is kind of big game right now. Oh, wow. Wow. I am not sure which one of these snowballs harder. I think I am going to put the Comet into play. The Comet coming into play has a decent chance of returning this Lotus Petal at some point, which allows me to play the other spell. So let's see what happens. This is the choose a creature or player. So that's just going at face here. And then Comet minuses. We're hoping to avoid Troll into Animate Dead specifically. No Troll. All right. We're playing against Death's Shadow. Probably. That's weird. Brainstorm goes under. Sacrifices a Planeswalker. Sure. You got it. Galvanic Relay. Okay. I guess. This is the world's most awkward cantrip. Name Sticker Goblin, though? Okay. Awkward cantrip, but definitely good there. Well, I mean, like, it would have been better to literally, like, draw anything that I could have played, but I am not unhappy with this at the end of the day. So we will attempt Name Sticker Goblin. 5? I mean, yeah. Didn't get dazed, which is nice. Kill Bob. Pass turn. I have a lot of power in play. Death Shadow isn't happening. Thirst for Knowledge. We are in total brew territory. So this is like blue-black control with an artifact sub-theme and Dark Depths combo? Okay. Got it. So we play this. This is target creature. So if I do this here, it's +3 damage. If I do this here, it's a +2 damage. So we're hasty. Send it. Opponent's at 2. I have 3 bodies. We win the game while it is day. Solitude? Question mark? Solitude answers Dark Depths. I like that. My opponent is a Chalice deck, which probably means that I board out my own Chalices, although Chalice on 0 may be good against my opponent. That's currently a little unclear. That's a 4/4. I don't really mind Unlicensed Hearse. Emery is something that I think is very reasonable for my opponent to be playing. Rick the worst thing here? Is my opponent playing Bowmasters? I don't know. I don't know. Let's try this. My opening hand only has 2 mana. I don't think that's enough for this deck. And we'd really like Acceleration. This is Acceleration. I'll keep this. Is this good? Like, am I expecting Force of Will and 0-cost artifacts where this is good? Am I so many ways to play this hand. I think I'm going to get rid of this. I think. I'm not 100% sure. Like, that's the card that imprints best under Chrome Mox, but, like, I think all of these cards potentially have strong merit. I don't know what's going on over there. I have lost the Chrome Mox. Sure. Okay. I'm going to make a land drop and pass. Do I have a fun land in here? Do not have a Surveil land in here. Okay. City of Traders. Hope I don't get got for not playing around Opposition Agent. Did not. This is maybe supposed to be Plateau. I think so. Yeah. I think I play this one out as quickly as possible, rather than the objectively stronger Fable. I just don't really know what I'm playing against, and this is the card that potentially stops some of my opponent's plays, rather than something that just grinds value. Sure. I will sacrifice a non-token creature, kind of. I will have the Ring tempt me. Thirst for Knowledge. Opponent discards Vampire, Hexmage, Teleria West. It's like they're bringing back like a 2-card Monty deck list. Yes. That was not really the plan. I think it's hard to say no to that, though. So Urza Saga can, like, represent an expedition map for Dark Depths. Sure. I lose Fable there. Okay, yeah, so 2020 is a thing that is happening very quickly. Sure. So we do not have a lot of agency here. I just have to attack and gain 5. My opponent just took that rather than taking the obvious block, which is a little weird to me. We're going to put Yorion in hand so that if I draw a Solitude, I can answer that. We'll see what nonsense my opponent comes up with to do. For sure. Okay, yeah, that was expected. That's annoying. This represents either another Urza's Saga or another Dark Depths. So I attack. This is blocked. I can deal. No, it's not. No, it absolutely is not. Fury, Pitch Fury. Kill the Construct token. 2 mana. Plains. Sacrifice. 4 mana. 4th Aerlingas. And my opponent's decision to not block Triumph of St. Catherine last turn loses them this game. I am the alpha male. My meme deck is more supreme compared to your meme deck. This hand is 1 red mana away from being absolutely insane. And I'm thinking about keeping it. I'm going to, like, look, how many red sources do I actually have? I'll count Cavern for the purposes of this. So 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 red sources. Oh, it's 20 out of 73, though, not 20 out of 60. It's slightly below half. I crunched the numbers on it. It's like 47%. I think I'll just mulligan this one. 47% for hitting it in 2 draws. I am probably comfortable YOLOing on turn 2 Magus of the Moon as my way to win this game. I'll get rid of a Seasoned Dungeoneer here. I wish I had a Surveil land, though. Not the biggest fan of this. I might not YOLO on Magus of the Moon anymore. Like, Lightning Bolt is a thing that was just dying to combat damage. But I can punt that decision off a turn. Let's see if this blind flips. All right, got lucky in that regard. And now, okay, cool. I'm not getting wastelanded immediately. My next land maybe gets wastelanded. Okay. Fetch. Basic Mountain. Cavern on Human. I think we're still doing this. It sucks if my opponent has or draws the Lightning Bolt, but this keeps Murktide Regent and friends off of my back. You may seek the beast. Would you like to daze? You would not like to daze. That's so weird. Okay. So now they've done that targeting themselves so that they have the ability to, like, stack this in a way that's favorable for them for Delver. And now they get a better look at Delver. And Delver does flip because of it. So good play. And there is the Lightning Bolt, unfortunately, which means I also get wastelanded, which is big sad. Yep. I'm at 15 till your next end step, so this is not around anymore. I'm trying to piece together how I actually win this game through taking 6-ish damage a turn. Probably by getting lucky. Human? I think I have to stay the beatdown if I want a chance to win, which means attacking for 3 this turn and hoping that I can transform this into the backside. Gotta go fast. Send it. But I am just fully expecting to get tempoed out this game. I'm going to die in 2... Oh, fuck. Lightning Bolt too? Stop it. I have so much to live for. He's just a little guy. Apparently with a rocket ship. Human werewolf rocket ship? I'm not gonna claim to understand what's going on in that art. 3/6 plus lightning bolt to face means that I am dead. Well, I guess technically I could play land, attack, Fourth Airlingas, resolves. I deal 5 to my opponent, draw exactly Solitude, remove a Delver, and still just be in a terrible position. Alright, I like Solitude. I probably like Hearse. I don't like Galvanic Relay. I think that's probably my worst card here. How do I feel about Chalice? Chalice misses a bunch of important cards. It doesn't hit the Questing Druid, or potentially Murktide, or potentially Tarmogoyf. Magus is medium. Some of the weirdos in my deck, like Samwise and Prowl, are going to be medium. I think when I'm on the play, I'm going to try to steal some free wins with Chalice. Go like bam, bam. This is so slow. I might keep it here. Murktide's scary. Bam. I don't know that I want to cut these. Unsure noises. Force a will check dot hand. Keep. Chromox. I think imprinting Comet. That just makes the follow-up turns the cleanest here. I'm gonna try to jam Seasoned Dungeoneer. It doesn't die to Lightning Bolt. We get forced instead. So I still just get to play Caves of Chaos Adventurer as follow-up next turn. The scary thing is just creature into Lightning Bolt, which is like, ooh. Well, that's very good. Okay. Well, shit. We even played around days without even trying. Okay. I need a red or a white land very quickly to stay competitive in this game. Although I guess there's a decent number of cards that I could draw that are just okay on this board. But I have some bad draws like Sticker Goblin as well. We'll see how that ultimately ends up shaking out. Cavern does not work with Comet, very notably here. I will put a Yorion into my hand, call it a turn. I can do that uncounterably next turn. And like, that's a start. 14. Yeah, let's play the minimal value Yorion here. Serpent. Does cost us 2 life, but it will save us at least that amount. And its trigger doesn't really accomplish anything here. Cool, Yorion's still in play. I would be comfortable trading for DRC plus Lightning Bolt. I don't think I'm going to imprint this. I think this is a good card. Like, Comet's a better card, but I think this is just reasonable to play. Hydroblast, sure. 3 card types in graveyard. I don't think I'm the beat down here without that resolving, so I'm just going to chill. If my opponent plays their turn poorly, they might end up having to attack this into Yorion. That seems like they just found Murktide, though. Which sucks for me. I think I have to play Fable, but if I play Fable, I take 2, I go to 8, which effectively puts me at 1. I think Fable looting has a higher chance of winning me this game than Comet does. I think. Dead to Lightning Bolt unless I do something like imprint the Comet, but I want Fable to have as many looks as possible at a card like Solitude that just cleanly removes Murktide Regent. Unholy Heat targeting Yorion. Targeting Yorion rather than the Goblin? Is there a follow-up Lightning Bolt here? There is a follow-up Lightning Bolt here. Sure. The Yorion dies. This is 10 damage. Rough. So we have been bested. GG's. So it looks like my hand is probably a keep. There might be some changes in my play patterns depending on what I see from my opponent here. Seeing this, I'm happy enough to Chalice on 1 on turn 1, probably giving up Rick, which is slow, and then intending on playing turn 2 Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Oh, does that change things? 1 mana, 2 mana, 3 mana, 4 mana, turn 2, jam this, put Rick under Chromox. Yep. I am going to play out a Lotus Petal just so we can randomly play around days. I've already given my opponent a prismatic ending target, so this seems fine. I think my opponent has Force of Will. This has been on the stack for a while, and they're deciding whether or not they need to Force of Will this Chalice. They decide no. Alright, blue-white control, prismatic ending. Oh, so this is going to be like a Rest in Peace Helm style build. I can beat Rip Energy Field with initiative stuff. I think I play Boromir. I kind of think my opponent has Force of Will, and playing Boromir like baits out that Force of Will and lets my better cards resolve later. Because if they don't force now, they don't force. My read on Force of Will was indeed correct. But now I just want to set up a situation where I resolve Seasoned Dungeoneer. Do I want to play Fable first? If my opponent is just going to kill me on 5 mana, then just jamming Seasoned Dungeoneer now is probably a good idea. Let's jam. I can also just like make my land drop afterwards if I do that, and I'm already playing around days. We'll get a mountain here so that I have persistent red for Fury. I am okay going up to the 4th land in play. Cool. No end of turn like Snapcaster Mage, or that's a bad example. No end of turn Flash Creature. Okay, and just a land drop here. I am fine staying aggressive with Swords to Plowshares off. Caves of Chaos Adventurer. That's pretty sweet. Send it. Fable? I'll put a Fable into my graveyard. Let's say yes. I think another Fable is kind of slow right now. I have things like Supreme Verdict to think about, but I think this is too much pressure to not play. We will trap my opponent. They lose 5. They're at 7. Cantrips are off. Throne of the Dead 3 is coming, but they are doing something. Sure. It is Supreme Verdict. I don't regret my line. Like, I still like Archives and draw a card immediately and play a Fable, unless I draw... Ooh. Unless I draw something better to do, which that 100% is. We're going to take a turn off to now Chalice on 2, and this shuts off Energy Field as something that my opponent can play. And my opponent just potentially die to me getting haste off Werewolf Duder? I don't know Werewolf Duder's name. Jetpack Werewolf Man, though. Oh, this is Upkeep Namesticker Goblin. That's weird. I don't have anything to do with that mana there. So we'll Fury. That's a lethal card for next turn. Alice on 3? Is that good? This is just lethal? Stop like some Teferi bounce nonsense? Yes. Remember, kids, say no to spells. Alright, my opponent thinks that is worthy of countering. So they've got 1 card left. I can die to a Helm. Heyo. This is probably a sideboard 0 cards situation. My opponent is likely to be incredibly creature light if they are playing like a Rest in Peace, Helm, Energy Field, Supreme Verdict deck. Unlicensed Hearse, not great versus main deck Rip. Solitude, not great versus no major expected creature win conditions. We're not expecting Murktide given Rest in Peace, so I think we're just sending this back. So here we see the cost of like playing some cute stuff, right? Like, this isn't a creature that I compare with Cavern of Souls. Like, I'm not putting a Cavern on Halfling or Peasant here. I don't think Chalice plus no real follow-up is worthy of keeping. This hand's pretty bad. Like, it may be better for me to mulligan than keep this hand. That, like, the best thing it does is turn 3 4th Aerlingas. Like, that's a very good spell if it resolves, but, like, Magus of the Moon is terrible in this matchup, and I don't have anything that I can reasonably bring in to replace it. Fury's not particularly good, at least not this early in the game. Maybe I'll keep this one on the strength of Cavern of Souls and hope that it's fine. But like this is not good. I think I would mulligan this with a better version of the deck that didn't have all the meme cards. I think on this deck, I'm going to just keep it and hope that like my mana stability gets me somewhere meaningful. Cards on turn 2 instead? Thoughts? Okay. If my opponent just plays like a Tundra, maybe I just jam a Magus. Boromir. I think Boromir is going under Chrome Mox. I could also just like not Chrome Mox and take a turn off. This is like human for Cavern of Souls purposes. Yeah, let's take a turn off. Not give up a card. Maybe loot away Chrome Mox later. Like the sooner I play Magus the better, but like if I'm not expecting Magus to like live or win the game anyway, this is probably just fine. So let's fetch. Grab white. Cavern human. I am just going to play Magus of the Moon anyway. It's a little awkward because it shuts off my Cavern of Souls, which is really good. But I just kind of expect that it makes my opponent's fetching, like it forces out fetching, and presumably is annoying enough for my opponent that they will just Swords to Plowshares it or whatever. Yeah, so they only fetched once. They're removing this. They removed it on my main phase. I can't punish that. Yep. Alright, I guess I don't have actual red for that. That's slightly awkward. I hadn't considered that when fetching planes number 2. So I think we're gonna just gear up for some bullshit here. So we're gonna play Boromir uncounterably with Karakas backup. And this is a very annoying threat that is going to shut off Force of Will and be resilient to removal. Unfortunately, we don't tempt the ring on ETB like we do with Samwise. What is my opponent looking for? Maybe half of a combo, maybe double removal spell, maybe a Planeswalker, or Gideon of the Trials. Sure. Okay. My opponent's just gonna like plus on the Boromir to prevent the damage it would deal. That's fine. Force of Will is not currently online. Source of Plowshares plus Force of Will blue card stops what I am about to do. Otherwise, this is kind of gross. I don't think I am going for maximum memes here. I think I'm going to keep the Reckless Stormseeker because I think that card's just pretty good. The Sticker Goblin under here. And then we fourth our Aerlingus for 4, which is really good. Oh shit, it just fucking worked. So, Gideon, you, and if opponent has 1 Swords to Plowshares, I'm always the Monarch, and I always hit Gideon for at least 2. March of Otherworldly Light on, looks like 1 that's going at them, 1 that's going at Gideon. Sorry, the orange arrows are here again now, but they were gone a second ago. I am the Monarch. I'll draw a card. Land not what I'm looking for. We're okay versus Supreme Verdict. I can give my creatures indestructible. Yeah. My creatures are indestructible. And this human is my ring bearer. Oh, fuck. What a last card to have. Sure. My creatures lose indestructible, and then that works. I'm going to kill their Gideon, though. Oh. I can bounce it to their hand. I'm just going to kill it, though. Oh, fuck, the fucking Monarch. Fuck. I got so focused on everything else that was happening there. It's fine unless the last 2 cards are Force of Will plus blue card. Oh, I guess, like, it doesn't matter, right? Like, this just always happens. Is it better to just become the Monarch right back? Wow, this Magus of the Moon is really awkward. Yeah, I think I messed up and I just need to become the Monarch right back. And not play Magus of the Moon. So that Karakas works. Weird. Yeah, well, we're just taking the Monarch back. Cool. I think I am fine doing this and putting the Yorion into my hand. Like, that seems actively good. That's annoying. That means that Monarch goodness is off. Swords to Plowshares, very good. Yep. So, we'll now bounce Gideon. Opponent can replay it if they want to fog damage from this. But that would be giving up them casting Swords to Plowshares. Weird. Okay. This Caracas is so important right now. So, bounce. 1, 2, 3. I just don't have enough white mana to do this. Yeah, so this gets Swords to Plowshared so that my Yorion does not get haste. Yorion resolves. I don't want to blink any of my stuff. I have to hold up Caracas, which means that I can't play either of the threats in my hand. And my opponent just gets to start, like, accruing Planeswalker value. I'm still the Monarch, though. Like, that's worth something. Yeah. All right, Narset. So, my opponent becoming the Monarch is quite bad. Supreme Verdict. Yes. My opponent bounces Yorion out of the way. And now gets to poke me with Containment Priest. Sure. And my opponent also gets to just drop Gideon. Yep. And I'll just emblem so they don't randomly die to something. I'm gonna get buried. Oh ho ho. Oh, okay. This turn is so fucking complicated now. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 total mana. Kind of. I'm going to have to turn things into mountains in the middle of this turn to get more red mana. When do I turn things into mountains? 3, 6, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So this, sack, mana, red. Wait, hold on. This gets me Magus, this gets me Fury, then I don't have actual Magus. Fuck. This way I can leave up Caracas. Damn it. Am I still at the point where I can undo Ancient Tomb damage? I am. Give up a City of Traders that I didn't need to then. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Fury instead will work. I wasted a lot of time. All right, my opponent fetches. This is in play. And now we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cast Fury. Fury resolves. I would like to get rid of Containment Priest and Gideon, but that doesn't work. I think I do this. And then we just work on the Gideon in a minute. Taking the Containment Priest out means that I can then play Yorion, blink Fury, and finish off Gideon that way. Fucking stop. Yeah. And that's annoying as well. Sure. My Caracas cannot deal damage. There's a haste creature or an initiative creature or a 4th Aerlingas. Well, I guess I'm vomiting stuff into play and seeing what happens. I made a lot of mana. This is so incredibly awkward because I want to protect my Yorion with Caracas, but I also kind of need extra bodies in play because of these damage prevention clauses. I think this is what it is. Sure. March of Otherworldly Light. This is exactly what I was talking about. And now my opponent can just fog both of these bodies. Yep. The Dovin is a minus at least. I'm fully reliant on the top of my deck. 4th Aerlingas is such an incredible draw. We get Plateau instead, which I am going to hold. Okay, I'm going to get fogged twice. I'm going to get fogged once. Dovin did not activate. I mean, this is clearly a trap, but I'm gonna swing on in. It is the Wandering Emperor, sure. That's fine. This trade is actually good for me, believe it or not, because now my initiative creature is uncounterable, which that matters more than anything else here. Now the initiative is in the game. And it's night, by the way. Pick up a land. Play a land. Pass turn. The neat thing here... Hydroblast. F. I forgot what I was saying. My Sticker Goblin gets fogged. And a Teferi. Yeah, you can bounce a Chromox. It gives me another card to loot to a Fable. I don't know that. That's... I don't know. The card's valuable. I might have just like bounced the Wandering Emperor, depending on what the hand over there looks like. I will be scrying 2 here. No to that. Is this good enough? It's a thing that can attack in. I don't know that this is good enough though. I'm going to try to fish for better because of how good like a 4th Aerlingus is at just ending the game. That's a flash creature that I can't play with flash. So the ring can tempt me, and I can hold up protection for this creature. Seems like my opponent's just going to force of will it. Sure. All right. So I either have to chump block or give my opponent the initiative. I think I will chump block. My creature just gets fogged anyway. Sure. And my opponent draws a card. We're going to go extra mana for 4th Aerlingus if I happen to draw that. That's a Chromox. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and concede and save a little time for the next game. I don't really have ways that I can sideboard. I just kind of tripped all over myself in terms of deck construction. I think given the amount of clock that I have, this is a reasonable keep. So, Chromox. Oh, I thought I had 1 more mana here. I'm a fucking idiot. I thought I just got to go Sticker Goblin into Fable. Sorry, I'm trying to rush, and it shows. I get this prismatic ending as punishment. God damn it. Never punished. Sticker Goblin. I think I just play the thing that hits the hardest. Like, if I draw another Mana Source, I just play this. And my opponent's just going to be looking for things that keep them alive. Sure. That's a reasonable draw. But I just punted this game. Just with a bad mulligan. Just looked at the hand too quickly. Can't get mad. Nope. And then Sticker Goblin. Opponent's at 15. They're a huge favorite to win at this point. Yeah, now this shit starts happening. And this taxation effect is really rough. Artifacts, instants, and sorceries, though. Not enchantments. That's not castable. My opponent's got 5 mana unchecked. This is not great. Sure. I will just lose to Liquid Metal Coating. They're like Ensnaring Bruise as well. It is coating. I'll concede if I don't draw a land here. That doesn't count. Alright. I potentially just punted this one to just think I had a land in my hand when I didn't. As long as my opponent does not wasteland me, this hand is incredibly strong. I think we're leading here and passing. Okay, cool. We might be in a mirror or pseudo-mirror situation. And we'll see if my opponent throws down something like an Archon immediately. They did not. Always this. The next one's a little harder. I think I'm playing Seasoned Dungeoneer for the extra point of toughness immediately. That feels important. And this is also just better if I get like Blood Moon or whatever. I guess the Blood Moon is of minimal impact once I grab this basic plains. Okay, cool. No end of turn creature. Opponent could, I guess, technically be a combo deck too. Urza's Saga. Oh, so it's like Painter instead. Well, this Magus of the Moon is a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I was expecting that to just be a dead card. Wow. That's annoying. That was an incredible sequence of things. I can't immediately 4th Aerlingus back. Here we see like the strain on my mana base of like playing Cavern of Souls in a deck that has so many cards that it can't cast. Like them taking the initiative too is also rough. So how the hell am I supposed to sequence this? I think I am going to take the initiative back immediately rather than blowing up Urza's Saga immediately. And then let's just bring my creature outside of range of their red removal. And then next turn, I can blow up that Urza's Saga or otherwise play my own 4th Aerlingos or whatever. Oh my gosh, this Magus of the Moon though. Okay, cool. Take your card. I am fine trapping you. Yeah, so like I have 6 mana, but I can't do my 6 mana stuff. I am always just going to do post-combat Magus of the Moon, I think. Unless something really weird happens with the Caves of Chaos Adventurer flip, which it did not. So I become the Monarch here as well. So I'm going to do this. And then double Stone Rain my opponent. Yeah, you can have your token. I get 2 of your lands. I draw my card. Namesticker Goblin's kind of legit for pumping more mana into 4th Aerlingos next turn. It might just be greedy to do that. I think it makes me much worse versus Lightning Bolt than I need to be. So both of these are coming in. I just already kind of have lethal damage with 4th Aerlingos. I think I'm just going to kill the smaller one and not turn on Swords to Plowshares by blocking the bigger one. So they can forge their creature if they would like. And they would like. So how are you staying alive through all this trample, though? That's what I would like to know. That's disgusting. I don't want to get lightning bolted and lose all the Namesticker Goblin mana. So we're just going to do this for x equals 3. And that should, I believe, leave my opponent quite dead. Spend it. Play a Plains. I think my opponent just realized that their plateau does not make white mana. And yeah, so I was correct in keeping this around to play around Swords to Plowshares. Good on me. Chalice of the Void out. Solitude in. Some other bad card out. Unlicensed Hearse in. Leyline is playable but not exciting. Oh, I guess we also have this for the painter side of the deck. Galvanic Relay sucks. Let's take that out. Then, like, Samwise isn't particularly good. This isn't particularly good. Let's take Samwise out, because we're going to want a Magus of the Moon a decent portion of the time. My mana absolutely does not work with this hand. Easy mulligan here. Chromox, Imprint, Comet, City of Traders, Exile Spirit Guide, play Deuter. So this is a keep. I'll probably put the Stormseeker away. Yep. Sure. 3 mana, 4 Fable. That's fine. I would like to draw, like, a red card. That's a red card. So, Chromox. Am I still Furying this turn? I was thinking about Furying this turn. I could just play Caves into Comet. I don't know how important the treasure token is for my opponent right now. Caves of Chaos Adventurer gets me white mana. Yeah, let's not go turbo here and just hemorrhage all my resources on turn 1. This is a little worse against removal spell on Caves of Chaos Adventurer, which is like the reason to remove the Goblin token. Phyrexian Dragon Engine to yard 5? 5 on that. Alright, let's see how bad this turn is for me. Alright, that's what I did not want to see. And this is the reason to take out the Goblin on turn 1 and put Comet under it. Goes all in, though. This may end up, like, still being better for me in the long run. Like, if I go all in on Caves of Chaos Adventurer... yeah. So we'll kind of see which way Comet rolls here. High variance card. Not the most exciting right now. This would be a great time to spike a 6. This is not the mode that I wanted. Like, I'll take it, but I wanted squirrels. Like, I wanted to just immediately take the initiative back and then use Fury to remove my opponent's creature with this red card that I don't super care about. Comet's loyalty going down also means that it's lightning boltable or furyable. I'm not, like, the biggest fan of. Alright, so Reflection of Kiki Jiki does its thing. My opponent bottoms both cards off their Scry for initiative. Worst timeline is probably 4th Aerlingas here. No, that's not that. This is fine. This gets cleared up by Fury. Painter is fine. Here's to hoping for a reasonable Comet. Squirrels, that's good. So I am going to Fury. I think I keep the Spirit Guide. Like, this is a quite good card, but I think I just keep the Spirit Guide so that I can play another thing more easily. So, 2 damage on each. Send in with my creatures. I'm going to Forge. Maybe I'm supposed to leave 1 squirrel back. I guess if my opponent wants to pay 5 mana to take the initiative back without removing these squirrels, I'm just okay with that. That is their own Fury. That's not good for me. That clears the board. Now I would like Comet to hit a mode that deals damage. The squirrel mode is also perfectly fine. Opponent says, please don't dog me to death. Roll all 6. We'll trap my opponent. They're at 7. Awkward. Dog. Oh, it's a 6. I return a city. I roll again. I return nothing. So I'm done activating Comet. So I will put a Yorion into my hand, and I can Solitude Fury. I think I can wait to do that, though. Where is Fury going? That's a very real question right now. At Comet. We will save Comet. So Solitude pitch Yorion. I'm very happy opponent did not unearth this, which is why I waited, so they wouldn't, like, be actively thinking about that. They go to 10, which is less in range of just dying to Comet immediately. Grindstone's fine. Painter's fine. We have an Ulamog for this. Oh no. Everything's black. Opponent grinds, and I'm so sorry. I have the Ulamog. Okay, so we're doing initiative things. So I'm going to draw a card. Magus of the Moon, unlicensed Hearse. So we'll Comet. Those are squirrels. 1, 2, 3, 4, technically 5 mana. We're fine going 1, 2, 3. We'll put an extra body into play. And then I think this is worth the Spirit Guide to do Hearse. And I believe that we just sorcery speed, exile Phyrexian Dragon Engine, and another artifact from the graveyard. And we're turtling up. We're just trying to ride Comet and or Throne of the Dead 3, which does not display properly because Painter pushes everything down to victory. I don't know, maybe I don't Magus. Like, it does turn my opponent's Ancient Tombs into lands that don't cost them life anymore. Like, that is very real. Yeah, Exhibit A. So my opponent can attack and take the initiative so that I don't Throne of the Dead 3. And that's good. Is my opponent actually in Lost Well? Treasure token. So now they are in Stash. 1, 2, 3, 4. Awkward. Come on, Comet. I roll a 6. I roll a 6. Okay. We got that dog in us. I will choose target player, and I will blast them in the face. And we end up with a 3-2 in this league. Well, that was certainly fun. What do we actually think about the deck? It shows how powerful the supplemental sets have been for Legacy, but ultimately, the things that are in this deck for the sake of being cute are not good. Reckless Stormseeker was actively good. Like, that card gets a thumbs up from me. But, like, in a Bowmaster world, I don't really want to be playing X1s. I don't want to be playing Samwise in my Ancient Tomb deck. especially my Cavern of Souls Ancient Tomb deck, where like trying to cast this little halfling peasant is a problem. Rick requiring white pips with this mana base is a bit rough. Galvanic Relay is certainly in here for the meme value. We don't really have a way to manipulate top of the library for this. And, this is an artifact, and it didn't come up, but you can't imprint artifacts under Chrome Box. So while we are a deck full of powerful cards, this deck is probably better if you just, stick to the more established stuff. Like, if you get rid of some of the Ring Tempts You, you get rid of Walking Dead, Storm, Transform, and Ascend, you are still left with a pile of broken mechanics, but you probably have a more consistent deck overall. So if you liked what you saw here and you want to play this, just increment the numbers of some of these other things that are there. Like, you can go up to some more Boromirs, you can play another Reckless Stormseeker, you can play another Magus if you want. I'm not really sure that this deck wants Magus, though. Like, there's some tension here with Cavern of Souls and Karakas wanting to recycle Yorion and Boromir and stuff. But that game that we had where it was also like protecting from a Gideon may have been an outlier rather than something that is the norm. You can build a Boros Yorion initiative deck list that is, I think, a little bit tighter than this. But at that point, the question that you obviously ask is like, is doing this better than just playing a 60-card version that more consistently has access to Ancient Tomb, Chrome Mox, Lotus Petal, City of Traders that allow you to power out the broken things faster? I found Namesticker Goblin awkward alongside 4th Aerlingos. Like, in theory, it allows you to just power this out for very giant numbers, but in practice, I'm so scared of casting that into a removal spell and just like getting time walked in a way that I don't want to when I'm playing what is largely an aggro deck. So, Joe, I give you the shaky thumbs up where, accepting that some of these cards are here for purely meme values, like this was a lot of fun. And if you need some of these silly cards, check out toamagic.com, use promo code ThrabenU to save a little bit on your order, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the day. See ya!